So he'll run in the bedroom and he'll bark at something like it's there. And it's like his way of saying, you better come in here and give me attention. I'm going to lay on this bed.
Welcome to the Dogs Are the Best Friends podcast. I'm Emily, and my best buddy, Flynn, is here too. The purpose of this podcast is to bring you some dog stories and a few tips along the way to help you and your best friend communicate. Hey everyone, today's guest is Cephas Bradley. This interview was one of the first ones I've ever done, and it was done almost a year ago. Cephas is a very talented artist. He used to live in Jacksonville, Florida, and he has moved to New York City, well, a little over a year ago, actually. Cephas and I both lost someone very dear to us. He lost his beloved aunt, and I lost my soul dog, Maisie. So you will hear us talk about that. And that was the impetus for healing for both of us and a piece of art that he created and gave to me. And I'm so honored to have that piece of art hanging in my home that I get to look at and enjoy every day. Cephas has become a caring dog owner as he's adopted, and, well, actually been adopted by Sebby, which is short for Sebastian. Please hit subscribe so that you will know when our new episodes come out, and be sure to head to our website to see a picture of Cephas holding the gorgeous painting of Maisie that he did for me. You can find Cephas's beautiful work on Instagram under his name. So his account is Cephas Bradley Jr. To spell his first name, it is Cephas. I hope that you will go there and support him. You will see that he has thousands of people supporting him already because, yes, he's that good. If you'd like to see our Instagram, it is under Dogs Are the Best Friends, com. You'll find silly pictures of Flynn and videos there. Also, you will see our dog stars that we've had on. Here is my interview with Cephas. Today I'm here with Cephas Bradley, who's an artist, lived in Jacksonville for your whole life, basically.
My whole life, and then I went to the Navy for 4 years. I lived in Washington, D.C., and visited New York and Maryland quite frequently, and Virginia too. Right. And then I moved to Guam, and I went to the Philippines, Malaysia, Japan, as well as Saipan, which is an island by Guam, part of the Marianas. And I came back to San Diego, processed out, and came back to Jacksonville. Then I moved to New York, selling paintings for upwards of a few $100s, and doing a mural on the side of a building too. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of people were really like realizing like, oh, he could do it. Even me, I was like, oh, I can do it.
And that's so funny. I'm laughing because we do that. We're like,
I think I can. I know I can.
That's so great. It's so genuine, your response. That's why I love that. It's just so you. Cephas and I met through work. What happened was that I shared with him that my dog was passing on, and she was sick with cancer, and it was breaking my heart. And Cephas had just gone through a really horrible time himself, and he was still healing. And so through that, what happened was that he painted this picture, this just amazing, gorgeous portrait of my Maisie, this border collie that I had for 13 and a half years on this earth. Wasn't long enough. And you said that it was a healing process for you as well. Because you did like in 4 hours, you told me. Yeah. Which is crazy because it's gorgeous. So, can you
I think that I emailed you like a sketch as I was going. You're like, whoa, this is out of nowhere. I was like, I told you I was going to do it. I have to do it.
That's right.
And I was doing it with like tears in my eyes because like my aunt had passed away and she was in a coma for about 4 months. The end of the fall semester, the beginning of the next spring semester, and a little after my birthday, she died. And as that had happened, you were telling me about Maisie, your dog, and stuff. And my aunt loved dogs. She was like a dog whisperer. She was like a dog godmother, if you will. Right. Stray dogs, her dogs. She would take care of all of them. She loved them so much. So I was like, you told me that story that happened to my aunt, and I was like, I got to do this. And, I wanted to do it for her because I hate the feeling of what I was going through. And I had to do it just in, like, the memory or respect of my aunt, just, like, making a beautiful picture of a dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was very spiritual for me.
And I'm so glad.
Yeah.
That was the neatest part about that we bonded over that, because you were grieving your own loss of a tremendous woman that had meant so much in your life. And then she was a dog, of course. People may be like, a dog, seriously? But if they're listening to this podcast, they already love dogs and they get this. They understand the value of that relationship. So that's the good thing about it.
She was always like, dogs are better than people.
Yes.
She's like,
amen.
She's like, they treat you better than any person. You know?
It's true. It's so true. Do you consider yourself a dog lover?
Absolutely. I recently moved in with my boyfriend, and the only thing about dogs, it's not that I'm not a dog lover in this sense, but it's like I'm very irresponsible. I think it comes with being an artist, and like even my art professor's like, no, don't you dare get a dog. You're not making the assignments of time. Wow. Your dog would probably starve. You can't do this. You can't leave them in the house. You have to like walk them and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, it's a lot of responsibility to him. So that maybe apprehensive to having dogs, but I was always like, well, you know, when I was single, I was like, well, I do think I would like to have a dog and stuff like that. And, you know, and then when I got with my boyfriend, he has his 14-year-old dog, Sebby. And, like, I love him. Like, we bonded immediately. And he liked me. Sebby liked me. And
stamp of approval from the dog. So.
They know, you know.
They do. They really do. Does he snuggle with you? And does he
He snuggles with me if I'm sad or I'm sick. He lays by me. He licked my hand when I heard it, and I'm like, how does it, and, you know, my boyfriend just schooled me, like, they know the parts that are hurt, you know, all that, you know what I mean?
They do. They are amazing. So, does he have any silly little things he does?
Like, one of his, like, the funniest things he'll do is he'll run in the bedroom and he'll bark at something like it's there, and it's like his way of saying, you better come in here and give me attention. I'm going to lay on this bed. We got to lay on this bed right now, and, like, he is, like... Awesome. He's a young man. He's a young dog, but he knows 14 again, so he will always want to sleep. Like, he'll always want to sleep. Well, sure. Yeah.
He's got to recharge his little battery.
He naps and stuff. Sweet. But the thing about sleeping is he always wants to have his head or his body right by me. Aww. And I'm like, yo, like, this is your dog, Adam. You're the one who from 14 years. Why is he doing it? He's like, you know, he's just falling in love with you now, you know, like.
It's so sweet.
So, like, that's why I feel like, you know, he's our dog now. He sees both of us. Like, you know, like, he loves us so much. And because with my aunt's dogs, you know what I mean? It was though, like, okay, I'd visit her. I wasn't so intrusive with it. But, like, with my boyfriend, you know, he produces TV shows and stuff like that. So he's gone. He's busy a lot. Like, he has a dog walker, and he keeps her because, you know, I'm going to go to school, so I'll be a little bit away from Sebby. But for this whole summer, I've been around Sebby, like, almost 24/7. Wow. He likes to go to my art room, though.
Does he?
The art studio room we have.
You love it there.
So maybe he's like, he you know, he kind of gets that from, you know, like, wants to be around the painting stuff, you know.
And do you feel like he's taught you anything?
With Sebby, he's definitely taught me to be more considerate, you know what I mean? Like, there's times where I'm like, oh, I got to, you know, use the restroom really bad. Oh. And then, like, I know he has the restroom, and I know I can hold him. Like, no, he needs his morning walk. Like, I've been making him wait a long time. Let me go do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, he's a dog. You know what I mean? He can't open the door.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He can't walk himself.
He definitely made me, like, pick up on body language with human beings even more, too, because, like, they'll let you know, and you got to pay attention. Yeah. You know, like, barking when he needs food. Like, hello? Yeah. The water's low. The food's low, you know? And I feel like for you, you're like, oh, I have a dog all the time. Like, how do you not know these things? But it's just weird, and I love it. I love the whole process and learning these things. And I feel like,
so you're learning.
You're
learning what the needs are and how they communicate.
Yeah,
they don't have words, but boy, dogs
with
their
definitely
eyes
do.
And their voice, they can communicate really well.
For instance, like when he's like he misses me a lot. Sometimes he doesn't want to play with the toy. But he knows, like, there's a toy I play with him, and we, like, have our times we interact and play. Yeah. He'll go get that toy and bark. He'll be like, let's play. I miss you so much. Like, I like to jog. So I'll run for a little bit, and he'll be like, no. Because, like, remember I told you he sleeps. So he'll sleep when I'm there, and he's like, oh, he's there. Right. My guy's here, like, he's here. Right. But when I leave, like, oh, I got to make it up to him. I got to make him stay here. I got to play with him. I want to, like, you know. And I know he's doing that because he's like, I love you, I miss you, I want to be by myself. Yeah. And it makes me like, it's like, oh, why am I doing? I gotta like give him attention. I gotta be with him. Like right now, I'm missing him. I'm probably gonna ask Adam, like, what did the dog walkers say? Who's sitting in the dog? How's Sebby doing? You know? Send me pictures. Send me a picture, and she does. That's why we love her.
Oh, good.
We had another dog company that walked the dog, and like he wouldn't be empathetic to the fact that like they would lie and say, oh, he's old, he doesn't need to walk. Now, I want to go back to Liz Bryant, my professor, who was like helped me draw and stuff. She loves cats though, but she would have dogs. And one thing she would say is like, you can't have dogs in kennels or cages and just have them like locked up. They have to run. And then people wonder why their dogs like, have so much pent up energy or might run away or something or destroy. But you're not letting them fully naturally just like use their body and stuff. She's big on bones. Like she was like, oh, well, people shouldn't walk this way. People should do that. So she was like, with animals, like you're gonna hurt them. Like they physically, biologically need to be out and be moving and stuff. So like with Sebby, I'm like, oh no. He's 14. You're gonna give him the whole 30-minute walk. Like we asked you to, and they would lie and say he's panting, and he's like, he only was feeling 7 minutes. But I know this dog doesn't want no 7 minutes.
Right.
He's trying to sniff at every fire hydrant, every tree and stuff, and go around in circles for at least like 5 minutes in one space. So I know 7 minutes, he's feeling a little bit more than that. Right. Is it raining? Is it a blizzard? Right. Maybe we could talk. But, because he doesn't really like that, Sure. When I did your picture of Maisie and stuff like that, I made sure I got like one of my biggest things, like kind of weird story. It was this lady named Donna. Really weird. I've always tended to like have older friends. Like she was like 40 years old and I was like 16 in high school. But I would always like have this, I guess, older spirit, if you will. Right. Didn't necessarily like the status quo of like this popularity contest high school stuff. I would look into the deep like aspects of life. I would like to talk to people who are older, the teachers and stuff. So anyway, I would sit on the porch. Donna would always drink her beers, like at least like 6 or 8 a day.
Oh gosh, okay.
But she would talk to me about life and just everything. And like one thing she would say is she could see auras in people, and that really influenced my art. And when I did Maisie's picture and my aunt passing away and stuff, I thought about auras and the spirit of Maisie. And when you said that I captured spirit, I didn't know how. I just like was looking at as much as I could, as much as you told me and stuff. But I knew that like gold, our brightness and happiness, it was like an aura energy, and that's what Donna said.
Oh wow.
So I did an underpainting, I did a drawing, like I emailed you the drawing of it, looked at one of the reference photos you gave me of Maisie. And, like I went in, I did like a lot of gold at first, when I first did the painting of her.
I'm gonna come over and go ahead.
And I know you told me like the tongue being out of aspect, and like I wanted to like make so many bright variations. So when like I started with like just her fur, where it shined, where the light was shining on her. Mm-hmm. It was like not only was it the light shining on her and making her bright, but she actually had the gold and like the happiness and positivity in her spirit, her soul. Yeah. And it's evangelical, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even in the background, it was like glitter of like green paint and stuff like that. And like
I saw the glitter.
And what green represented is healing.
Oh,
it represents healing.
And oh my gosh, she was healing for me, but it was healing for me how you did this, and it still helps me heal. That's really cool. Did not know that. That was your intention behind it. Okay.
And then like you said that she was so vibrant and happy, so I made sure I made all the strokes like very like eccentric and like really happy. Yeah. And then it was like this area where it was like a little bit dark, and I wanted to give her like that pop of just like, like kind of like muted colors, but with that shine still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like especially the tongue, I wanted to make it really dynamic, really colorful, happy, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I added like some of those like brighter pinks that might not necessarily been there, but just like that friendliness. Because pink also communicates friendliness and beauty. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think that as weird as like people would say, I think that her tongue was really beautiful. It was like architect of God, like it was really cool. It was silly, but it was like really iconic of her. And,
that was Maisie. Everybody knew that was Maisie with the tongue way out. Yes, you're right.
But it also made her friendly. You know what I mean?
Yes, approachable.
Approachable,
right? Just kind of look goofy. And I swear she did it even more so as I laughed about it. She did it on purpose. And the emotions come through, not in a sad way. It's just the happiness just literally shines throughout the whole painting. All the colors you did. Just beautiful. Thank you again for what a gift that you did.
Thank you for like letting me even like paint your dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't, and it was so random, spontaneous, Pisces
It was,
person,
and I didn't know how you were going to do it, like if it was going to come out crazy or whatever. But when you walked in the door that day, when I was at work, what happened was Cephas walked in the door, and I like almost lost it because he walked in and he had the painting like in front of him, and it's just the vibrancy of the colors and the smile on your face. You're like a little timid. You weren't sure if I was going to like it or not.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it, like how that came out, and it just your heart and soul came through that, and it's just like I said, I will just never forget what you did for me. It was such a gift, and I'm so grateful. And that's why I'm doing this podcast, to share you. And I want people to know about you because you are talented and they need to see your work. It's inspirational. It's, makes people think too. Like some of the stuff you put on Instagram I've seen.
Thank you.
It's wonderful because it inspires and it challenges you. And that's what artists need to do.
Yeah.
They need to challenge us in different ways.
Yeah.
And inspire us. And you do all the above. You
Well,
got it all.
And the thing with Maisie, which really, like, I honestly want to say kicked off the whole Spirit Animal series that I'm doing now and really made me more in tune with animals. And when I feel like animals can help us, like, shed light on the subjective realities that we face as humans in life. Like I said, like, earlier today, I was talking to you about like racism and like human beings, how we look at color and like how animals are like, what? Dogs are like, okay, let me smell your butt.
Right.
Like, I'm worried about that. What does a butt smell like? Okay. I don't care about the fur, the color.
It's true. It's true.
What's going on, you know?
Yeah,
So like I feel like
that.
animals can like help us like look at life in a very unique way too. Well, let's look into like what we can learn from animals and like their natural processes and like, like people say, oh, if you don't, you're doomed to repeat history if you don't, well, what about like animals and like what they can share with us?
Yeah.
Are we really that vain and obnoxious to like think that like only humans can offer the only insight of like the reality of the world we live in?
True. And that's what I think, like you said, I always feel like dogs teach us so much. And that's just one example. From loyalty to accepting each other to just the love. They just love you. So, yeah.
Life is too short. And when my aunt died, I was like, you know what? I got to do what I love.
And I'm sure she's thrilled that at least her death, her passing, inspired you and it like helped push you towards what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Because you're doing what you should. So Cephas, I am so grateful that you came on and did this podcast with me. Thank you so much for your time, for your talent.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. It's kind of amazing that art can heal both of us, both the artist and the receiver. I guess healing can come in many different ways. I know for sure my dogs have helped me heal through some really rough times. I know I've said it before, but I just can't help myself. Dogs truly are a gift, and I'm so grateful for them. And dear listener, I'm truly grateful for you, because if you stuck it out to the end, you're a keeper. I wish you blessings and peace today.